I'm just gonna teach a quick 10 to 15 minute sequence here to start your day or end your day, whatever, just to get your practice in. So sit in a comfortable seated position. Sit up on something, a block, a book, pillow, and feeling your seat bones ground into that base you are sitting on. Allowing your seat bones to press down so that you can lift up out of your pelvis. Feeling the ribs lifting up above the pelvis and continuing that lift all the way up into your neck. Feeling the crown of your head lift. Now to close your eyes, bring your palms to the center of your chest. Press your thumbs into your sternum and lift your chest a little bit more. And take a deep inhalation. Exhale. We're going to do that 2 more times, and on the third, we're going to ong, and that's pressing the tongue on the upper palate on O-N-G, and that opens the pituitary gland to release different hormones and rejuvenate all of those beautiful juices that we need in our body. So take a deep inhalation. Again. This time with our nose closed, with our mouth closed. I just opened my mouth because I'm talking, but on the next one, we're going to do ong. Okay, so press the tongue on the upper palate and feel the vibration decalcifying your pituitary gland. So ong. Bow your chin towards your chest, keeping your chest lifted. I bow to the rishis, yogis, and yoginis who came before us. With their guidance and grace, let us begin this practice. Tops of your hands on the tops of your thighs, lifting your shoulders and your head. Softening in the face as you slowly, with a soft gaze, open your eyes. Good. Now let's come in to on all fours. And we're going to do a little wrist stretching. So turn your wrists to face you. And then as you're still in this pose, right? So just feeling that stretch, you can feel it. Now move your thumbs out a little to try to get that text thumb. So that's why our thumbs are weak, because we overuse them and we don't use the rest of our fingers. So that creates imbalance, and that creates carpal tunnel and all that stuff. So feeling as you can slightly bend towards your body a little bit, you feel a deeper stretch. Don't strain, just feel a nice stretch. It should feel good. I like to go in and put a little massage oil, and massage my wrists after a long day, because there are all the connective tissues. You can't stretch that. You have to gently work that tissue. If it's gotten to become scar tissue at all or hard, you want to massage that area. Even if it hurts, you want to break up that scar tissue. It's going to help you feel better in the long run. Little bit of pain can help you get rid of a lot of pain in the end. So take a deep breath and straighten your arms again. And now let's just, with one hand, put your other hand normal, and let's press the back of your hand on the ground now. See how you do with that. It feels good. If it feels good, you can do the other hand at the same time. Otherwise, just do one at a time. And feeling your wrists, pressing your hands down. It should feel good. It feels good for me. And you can still stretch your thumbs. Try to lengthen them. Lengthen all your fingers. And now turn your hands back. Okay, and then I'm going to teach you a quick, one of my favorite wrist exercises that you can do anywhere. Keeping your wrists together. Roll by keeping your wrists together. Just keep rolling your arms and roll your arms around. Keeping your wrists together. Rolling your arms around. And then now let's do the other direction. Just keeping your wrists together and rolling them around. Also, you can do this. both directions. Okay, and now we're going to come into child's pose, just to open our backs for a moment. And as you do that, I want you to have active arms. So you pitch your fingers up, tent them up. So you roll your shoulder blades onto your back body as you put your forehead to the floor so that you get that lift in your shoulders. This is actually your first shoulder stretch. Inhale and exhale. And you can work your shoulder blades on your back here to stretch them yourself. Gently warming up your shoulders. You can do little shoulder circles while you're here. Now let's come back up onto all fours and let's come into cobra. So pressing your pelvis into the floor. You want to press the tops of your feet into the floor. That keeps it out of your lower back. And you want to work your shoulder blades back on your back body. And you want to keep a bend in your shoulders so that you're buoyant, so that you're not hyperextending and jamming your joints into each other. That is not what you want to do. Everyone thinks that being flexible is what the goal of yoga is. Not at all. Flexibility without strength leads to injury. Okay, so press the tops of your feet and roll your shoulders back. And now taking a deep inhalation, look over your right shoulder, down at your right foot. Stretching your eyeballs as well as you do this. Rolling your shoulder back towards your foot. Inhale and come back to center. Inhale and go to the other side. Looking down at your left foot, stretching that eyeball. Rolling that left shoulder back and coming back to center. Pressing your feet into the floor to push up into downward facing dog. Now keeping a slight bend in your knees to lift your hips. Keeping your knees bent to lift your hips. Lift your buttocks up towards the floor. Towards the ceiling. And you feel your shoulder blades on your back. And this is where I want you to do your really pressing your hands strong into your mat. As though you're holding a basketball, separating each finger. If you are not using the strength in your hands, you're dumping in your wrists in this pose. So I want you to really engage, work your shoulder blades on your back body and strengthen your hands. Okay, so now take a deep inhalation and we're going to step our feet between our hands. And now lengthen out of the waist as you come up into a forward fold. And as you exhale, if you can, if you don't need a block, if you need a block, you'd be like this. And your feet are hip width apart or wider for this. You're just doing a simple, nothing advanced right now, okay? We're just warming our bodies up for the day. And see if you can go deeper into the forward fold if you're not on a block. By also engaging your quads, so you're lifting your quads up, you're engaging your legs, pressing your feet into the floor just like you were with your hands. Inhale and lengthen up with your arms straight up in the air. I don't know if you can see this part of me, you can't. So now you're lengthening up, straight up in the air, you're standing, okay? Exhale and forward fold again. Now we're going to do some standing poses. So step your left leg back and we're gonna just do the low lunge to start. A basic lunge, not a low lunge actually. And press your hands back into the ground, stepping your foot back. And as you inhale, step your left foot between your hands and come up again into lunge, feeling the strength in your legs and cactusing your arms like this so that you can feel your shoulder blades on your back body. Now bracing your hands back and stepping back into down dog. Now let's come into plank. Breathe here into plank, rolling your shoulder blades onto your back body and just breathing here. Lifting up out of the belly. Taking at least 5 breaths here. And lowering down into Chaturanga, but hovering here for 1 breath, and then placing the pelvis down on the floor and lifting the chest. Pressing the hands into the floor to lift the chest out of your body. So you're pulling with your hands, pulling your chest forward, and you're looking up. And press back down into downward facing dog. Great, now let's just do 1 hip stretch. So put your right leg forward. Now you're going to stretch out to the left of your body. And you're gonna come back in, and you're going to put your right forearm on the floor. You're gonna come back onto the back toes and put your left hand on the floor to press your chest and lift it out as you work this leg towards your body. And now come back into down dog. And let's bring our left leg, putting our right foot down on the floor, lengthening out. The opposite side so you feel that lengthening. And now we're going to come with our forearm on the floor, the left forearm next to our left leg. And you bring your right palm on the floor to lift the chest. Keep your shoulder blades engaged on your back as you do this. And you turn your foot. Okay. And now back into down dog. Work your shoulder blades on your back here. And now we're going to do a back bend because you need a good back bend for the day. Then you'll have a decently rounded practice. So come onto your back. If you have a block and you want to know that you're doing it right, you can put it between your feet and press the mounds of your big toe into the block. Or you can use your ankles, whatever you're more comfortable with. I like to use the mounds of my big toes because they're stronger. I have more control there to hold it between my feet with. And then you want to be able to touch your ankles as you lay down. Now, taking a nice deep breath, we're just going to start in bridge pose. You're just going to lift your pelvis to begin. Okay? You can stay here if this is all you want to do. If you do, then work your shoulders on your back body. I do not teach to do this where you bring your palms together because I've had a student hyperextend. So I just say work your shoulders on your back body. If you want to interlace your fingers, you can, but keep a slight bend in your elbows. Okay, and now if you want to take this deeper, with an inhalation, press your palms over your head. So right under your shoulders, right next to your ears. And with the inhalation, come onto the top of your head. And with another inhalation, press your arms to lift up out. And feel your feet and feel your hands. This is where your strength is. Use it. Breathe here at least 5 breaths, or as many as you can. You're starting out, so 2 breaths is good for a beginner actually. You want to work up to 5 breaths. And then come back down. Release your legs so you don't hold any tension in your legs. My teacher always says that. Now bring your feet back. I like the block here because I can tell where my feet are supposed to go and that they're parallel. Make sure that your feet are parallel because most people splay their feet out. And that's not good for your hips or your knees or anything else. So you really, really want to work to where you almost feel pigeon-toed. You're going to have to work hard at this. So that's why I'm saying